welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is going to be my Monsterathon TBR. I do have my Monsterathon tag up and you can find that here. I'm going to try to make this not too long because my camera is like dead. Havoc is using a scratching post and sorry, not sorry. Okay, and now I'm just going to do the prompts in the order of which they are like listed on like the prompt sheet. I will link Kate's announcement video down below. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can also ask down in the comment box. I will be more than happy to answer those for you. I am a co-host, but for like the general overview, I am going to point you right towards Kate's video. Honestly, I would probably butcher it. So Kate's video, go, go, go. But join Team Conspiracies with Noria from Noria Reads because we are co-hosts of Team Conspiracy and it would be a conspiracy not to join Team Conspiracy. Anyways, let's get on to my reads. First prompt is Classic Creepers. Read a book with a classic horror monster. And this one I'm actually going with Wicked Fox by almost dropped it, by Kat Cho. And I have been putting this off, but I want to read it so bad. It is about a girl who is a nine-tailed fox, and let me tell you, I love nine-tailed foxes. I talk about my love for Kurama so much on this channel. I should just be like a Kurama stans channel. But honestly, what I know about this one though is that it is about the Korean folklore and kind of the beliefs around that with nine-tailed foxes, and is super exciting. I'm not going to go too much into a lot of these books just because I don't know what a bunch of them are about, and I say time and time on my channel that I honestly go into my books almost completely blind, and I'm okay with that. I'm also going to be buddy reading this with Noria, and I'm not sure who else. Maybe anyone else wants to like buddy read it with us, reach out to me. I love buddy reads. The next prompt is What Big Eyes You Have. Read a book that's over 400 pages. This one I don't have with me because it hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out September 3rd. And you guessed it, it's Dark Down by Jay Kristoff. I am going to be finishing up book 2 very quickly here. This is the Nevernight trilogy. It is fantastic. It is gory. And yeah, everyone's talking about this trilogy and I don't know what else to add to the hype, so I'm reading it. Next is Chimera. Read a book that could be classified under multiple genres. This one I'm going with a manga, and I personally classify it as action and comedy and drama, and yeah. It's also my favorite anime, and I've never read the manga, so I'm going to be doing it. And by favorite anime ever, both my cats are named after this anime. There is Havoc after Jean Havoc, and then there's Mustang after Roy Mustang, and you guessed it again. It is Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. And this one I thought was really cool that I was picking it as Chimera because there's Chimera in the manga. It might be the first like manga or two. I'm not sure where it's gonna fall in the manga, but it's in the first episode or two. So not only is it filling my Chimera prompt, but there's also Chimera in it. So 2 for 1. The next prompt is The Real Monsters. Read a book featuring monstrous humans. So whenever I have a tag video where one of the prompts talks about monstrous humans, I always talk about this book, but that is Frostblood by Ellie Blake, and this one does have really monstrous humans. I just talked about this book. It was either my last video or the video before. It's about a Frost King and his ruling empire, and then a girl named Ruby. She is one of the last Firebloods, and when the Empire catches Firebloods, what they do is they make those Firebloods compete against really, really strong Frostbloods, pretty much to the death. And so this book pretty much follows the time that she's captured and kind of how she maneuvers around this castle. And yeah, it's one of my favorite books. I have book 2 and I just bought book 3. And yeah, so I'm really excited to reread book 1 so I can read books 2 and 3. And next is Unsightly. Read a comic, graphic novel, manga featuring a monster. And this one I don't have the next volume. I am going to reading it for the Monsterathon because it's another manga, so it should be short and easy. But it does feature a monster, and I will be reading volume 4 of Naruto by by Masashi Kishimoto, and I'm just so excited. This manga is everything to me because this anime is also everything to me. Like I was just saying, I love Kurama. He is the monster that I am talking about, who is kind of featured because this follows a boy who wants to be the greatest ninja that there ever was. He wants to get the respect and recognition he deserves, but there is a Nine Tails demon fox within him. And so wherever there's Naruto, there is Kurama. So I'm going to be reading this manga for this prompt. Next is Angry Mob. Read a book recommended to you by one or more people. So I have two options for this one. The first one is Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Rick Riordan. This one is everywhere on book Twitter all the time. I have not read this series at all, so I'm counting this one as recommended to me by a lot of people because a lot of my friends are really hyped up in this and they've been telling me to read it forever. And I know it's a middle grade, I know it's about a boy, I know it's about the Olympians. Honestly, I don't know much about this book, even though it's everywhere. So yeah, this is option one. And then if I have more time than I think I'm gonna be having, who knows? I'm not reading all these books, but I did want to pick a book for every prompt. I do have the next Harry Potter book, and this is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I've never read the entire series. I have read books 1 through 3, and so the next one is book 4, which is quite chunkier than books 1 through 3. Hence, if I have time, I do want to read this. But yeah, so here it is. It's large. It's very large, but I do want to get to it. I do want to read it. I do want to finish the series before I die. I'm not going to tell you anything about Harry Potter because you should know. And the next prompt is Sacrifice. Read a book that you've seen in an unhaul video. This one's also going to be a reread for me, just like Frostblood. This one I enjoyed. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, but I have seen an unhaul video. It has been in Jade from Jaded Reader, one of her unhaul videos, and I haven't read book 2. I want to, so I want to reread book 1. But that is Flame in the Mist by Renee Adia. I like this book. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it talks about the main character being an alchemist on the back in the synopsis, and then you find out that in neither book 1 or 2 is alchemy ever mentioned. And besides that, I really did like this. But this follows a girl whose caravan is attacked on the way to her betrothed, and she goes undercover as a boy to kind of get her vengeance. And it kind of follows like her story. And it's kind of like a Mulan retelling in a way. But it has a lot of Japanese like folklore and belief systems and stuff. So it's like a Japanese Mulan retelling, sort of, in the aspect that she's dressing up as a boy. So here it is. Next, I'm really excited for this book, but it's The Beast. Read a book featuring a monster with plant or animal features. If you watched my Monsterathon tag, I did mention this book, how excited I was. I asked on Twitter if any of the characters had any plant or animalistic features, and everyone came back yes. But I am going to be reading The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Finally, it's been forever. This is one of the most hyped up books from the past year. I know it's about girls that get kidnapped and go to fairy, and one is like, this is great, and one is like, get me the hell out of here. I know there's, I don't know, Jude, that name sounds familiar, and that's a girl. That's one of the sisters. See, I don't even know, but I want to know what the hype is about this book, so we're gonna get there. Next is The Haunts. Read a book featuring a monster that is dead or undead. And so don't at me, but I want to reread Twilight, and I want to reread it as an adult. In middle school, high school, whenever this came out, I liked Twilight. I was never part of the bandwagon that was like, it's the worst book ever. And so I kind of want to know what it's about as an adult. So I want to reread it at some point in my life. And this is another book where I'm not going to tell you pretty much anything about it because here it is. Look at my ever-growing stack of books. There's no way I'm getting to all these. And then the last prompt is The Conspiracies. Read a book featuring an alien, robot, or sci-fi based creature. I want to read Exile by Rochelle Workman. I think that's how you say her name. And I read this first book on my Kindle so long ago, and I know it's about a girl who's comes from another planet and she comes to, I don't know if it's supposed to be Earth or like an Earth-like planet, and her kind of trying to be a part of the community. And I know, so like she comes from another planet and she's an alien. I don't exactly remember what it's about, but I have been wanting to reread that first book so I can like go on with the series, but it's not known about. I think it's only on like ebook, so it has never been like hardback published. So yeah, I'm really curious as to how I will like it. I read it last year or the year before, and I mean, I remember liking it, so like I want to reread it so I can keep going. But yeah, but that is it for all the prompts. The last book that I did just get from my public library, part of this readathon is to read different short stories from a collection, and this one is Unnatural Creatures by Neil Gaiman. This is a collection of short stories. One of the stories, something just fell out of it, it's fine. Each team has a short story and you can get points, and then you can read the other team's short stories to get extra points. And so I picked this up because some of the short stories, I'm a host, I need to read them and kick the other team's butts. But yeah, so here it is. I did get it from the library. I did rent it from the library because I don't think it's something that I'll ever really circle back to, and so I didn't really want to spend my money on it. But support your public libraries, people. Support them. And that's it. Those are the books that I plan to read if I get to them. I did plan everything out on my Google Calendar, and if I stick to it, I should read all of these. But let's be honest, that's not a realistic goal. Make realistic goals for yourself, people. It'll help you. It'll save you. You'll be a happier person for it. Says the girl sitting next to like 15 bucks. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. My life's fine. Anyways, yes, here's my Monsterathon TBR. Don't forget to check out Kate's channel and all the other co-hosts. And yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Let's earn points and yeah, let's scare those villagers. I am so ready. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoy September because it's gonna be great, especially if you're on Team Conspiracies. Yeah, but anyways, I said I was gonna make this short. It's going on 16 minutes and 30 seconds, which means I gotta go. And my camera battery is blinking. So yes, like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and if you like my stuff. All love. Bye.